Hi everybody, it's Kathy. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm here with video number 3 in my series, Dollar Tree Journals. And today we're going to be working with this mini composition book from Dollar Tree, or probably any dollar store, but this was from Dollar Tree, and it comes 3 in a pack. So we're going to use one of them for this. And it's a cute little, has 50 sheets of lined paper, very simple. And here's what we're going to make, so if you're interested, stick around. I made a little kind of folio out of it with a little vertical pocket with the card in it, a little horizontal pocket, and then here's the actual journal with a full pocket on this side. Let me see if I can get out the card. Right there. And then throughout, I just added a few places to tuck some things away. Here's a little bookmark, a little corner tuck. Let's see, a little vertical pocket flap thingy. And that's it. So if you're interested, stick around. These are fun, and everybody can always use a little mini journal to write thoughts, etc. in. So let's get started. First, we're going to start. You're going to need a corner rounder if you choose to make the corners round. If not, you don't need that. I kind of like it because then the corners don't bend back when you're using it. I used a punch to make the flowers, but you don't have to use that. You can use any sort of decoration you'd like on the band that keeps it shut. And you're going to need some cardstock. And I think we could get by with 1 page of cardstock if it's double-sided. If it's not, you might want to use 2 just so you have some choices. And some glue and some scissors. And a little 1-inch circle punch. And obviously a paper trimmer. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is you want to cut your paper into a 9 3/4 by 4 1/2 inch piece. 9 3/4, I don't know if you can see that, by 4 1/2 inches. And I've already cut mine down. Next thing we're going to do is I'm going to round the edges. Now I'm going to round the edges on all of them. And if you have a We Are Memory Keepers, I'm doing it on the 1/2 inch side. It's my favorite tool. Okay, we're going to set that aside for a minute. Take your journal, and what we want to do on this now is we want to cut a piece that's going to cover the cover. So let's see what I've got. I've got this piece, and I'm going to use this side. Because I'm not a measurer, I'm just going to turn it over, and I'm going to cut it. Let me get my scissors out. I'm just going to cut it straight. And straight. Set that aside. And then I'm going to round these corners. And I'm going to slip that right there and glue it on. Help if I take the lid off. Ooh, this glue is runny today. Yesterday I couldn't get it out. Today it's a little runny. That's because I just filled it up. And I always keep a baby wipe handy. Okay, we're going to put that right on top and cover up the regular cover of the journal. And I'm going to trim off just a little, there's a tiny little part peeking through, and I don't want that green to show beyond the pink. In fact, I'm going to clean it up by doing this. There we go. All right, next, I want to do the same thing in here, but I'm going to do it by making a full pocket. And I think I will use this side of the paper this time. And I'm not going to go right up on here, but pretty close. I'm going to stay probably 1/8 of an inch away from the binding. Turn that over, and as I did before, just cut it. And cut it. And we're going to round the corners. And then I'm going to put a notch in here because this is going to be a full page pocket. Just like that. Line up the corners, that's my most important part. I can always trim the edges if necessary. Okay, that's looking good. And while I'm here, out of the same material, I'm just going to cut a little card to go in there. And I'm making this very simple. I'm using just that one piece of cardstock. And I'm rounding the corners on the card. You can decorate this any way you choose. We're going to put that right in there. And I've kind of liked the way the flower looked the last when I did it on my other one. So I'm going to cut out a flower. I want to see what I'm doing here. I don't need to cut it all out. I want a half of a flower. So I'm going to cut a half. And here's my half of a flower. And I'm going to glue that so that it peeks over the side here. So I'm just putting glue in the center of the flower and then gluing it right onto that card. Cute. I want to make sure it doesn't get stuck. There we go. Whoops. Well, heck. You just bend that up a little. There we go. Okay. Next, I want to put a belly band in here, a couple pages along. So we'll put a belly band and we'll make it out of this color. We're going to cut that in half, straighter half. just like that. Make sure there's no glue getting stuck. Then what I'm going to do is take a little scrap, and I'll take a little scrap out of this one. I'm going to make a little bookmark. And I'm going to round it at the 1/4 inch side. And I'm also going to put a hole in it. And we'll put it on that side. And let me run and get a piece of cord that matches. I think I have some green that might be pretty. Well, I don't have that readily available. Let me see. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put this right in here. These are fun to make if you're, in between your regular journals. You feel like doing something little. These are the perfect thing to keep you occupied. Okay, so what do we have? We have a full page pocket. We have a belly band. Over here, let's put a corner pocket or a corner tuck spot, just like that. Just like that. Whoops. And you find a little something to put in here. I'll just put this little card in here because it's pink on the back. You can still write on the back. Put that in there. And maybe a flap back here. Let's see if I have any scraps. We'll put a whole side pocket. And actually I'm going to save that because that can go on the other side of the cover thing. So I'll put another cut it a little straighter than that. Well, maybe even a little straighter. Pretty soon I'll end up with like a sliver of paper. And that'll just be a little place to tuck something. We'll put that right there. And 2 pieces of this. And now we'll go back to our cover. And our cover, we want this to fit, be folded so that this covers the cover of our journal. It's not going to be glued there, but we want it to cover it. Push those in. And here you just bend around the journal. And you want this piece that flaps over not to go all the way to the end. Okay, so we're going to open it up again. And this time, you see you have a little score line. We're going to glue the back of the journal. I'm going to smear it around because this is not as porous as I would like. It's shiny. And I'm going to stick that right down. And I might have to juggle it a bit there to make sure that that cover covers the journal. Okay. Now, remember that pocket I put? I'm going to put that right here. Remember, I'm not going to put it right up against the fold line. I want it a little bit away from that. Let me straighten that out a little bit. Okay. Now we want something over here. This is the last piece I have left. So let's see. What can we do here? I'm just going to come right down this way. Right along this way. Of course, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's go back. Let's go back to square one. And I want to make kind of a long tuck spot. I have to straighten this out, just like that. There we go. Whoops. That's not even, is it? Okay. Okie doke. Now, let's see what we have. We have paper sticking. Okay, we have a half pocket. We have a full page pocket with a card. We have a belly band with a bookmark or any kind of tag-ish mark. A corner with a card. I think that's all we have in there. Then we have a little tuck spot. Let me see if I have anything I can finagle into something. Something. Well, I don't think so. No, I'll have to put something in later. But what I do have is this paper kit. The paper comes with some stickers. So what I do need to do, and I did not account for, and I should have, was my band that goes around it. I should have left enough paper for the band. So I am going to have to take out another piece of paper. Whoops, I'm sorry. And hopefully I have one that matches. If not, we'll have to go with another color. But let's see. Okay. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut a strip that's about 1.5 inches. I'm going to use my cutter for this. Whoops. Sorry about that. Just 1.5 inches. And I'm going to fold it around this way. Let me keep, so that it's almost to the edge in the back. Then I'm going to fold the other piece till it's almost to the edge in the back as well. And I'm going to cut it off right there. You want this to be loose enough on your journal so you can remove it and put it back on, which is always the trickier part. And now I'm just going to put some glue on here. Try to not to over glue it like I usually do. And then I'm just going to stick this down. Just like that. So it's loose enough. And getting back to my stickers, I want to put something pretty on the front. It would be nice if I have something small enough. I do. Happiness blooms from within. I'm going to put that right on the front. It's a little ticket. Just like that. I'm going to go back inside. I'm going to see if there's any other places we could use a sticker. Right on the front here would work. And this says, bloom where you are planted. So I'm going to put that. And that's so pretty. And now that I have this extra paper I had to bring out for the band, I'm going to cut a little card here. Going to round the corners. And I'm going to put a sticker on there. Let's see. I don't want that one that has words because there's words there. So I'm going to put one you could write on. Maybe just like this. Okay? So we'll put that just like that. And that completes our journal. You can make this as complicated as you'd like. I just kept this very simple. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you make one of these. It's nice because for $1, you could make 3 of these. You get 3 little journals and then, you know, a piece of paper each to make them. So quick and easy and relatively inexpensive, and it might makes a nice little something for your purse or for a giveaway. Okie doke. Thanks everyone, and you all have a great evening. Bye.